What is up, guys? Hurricane Liz here with my special guest today, and we're going to interview her. This is my cat, Princess, and today we're going to talk about what I've been up to the past week other than selling things on Amazon. So in a minute, I'm going to share with you some of the crazy things that people all over the USA are buying, and some of them are going to shock you guys. But first, let's talk about what I've been doing, which is sitting over there on that couch playing video games. All joking aside, the video game I've been playing is trying to get a delivery from Whole Foods. Unfortunately, that hasn't gone good. But I will tell you what has gone good. Amazon this week, it's still fire. So today we're gonna go over and look at the wild and crazy things that people all over the USA are still buying. Yes, they're still buying them. Some of them are gonna surprise you, but some of them are really meant to kind of spark ideas for you to start and create your very own Amazon products. And I know a bunch of them are some of the same things I've been just trying to hammer into your head. So hopefully today you realize how much money is being made out there, what the potential is, and how you too can get started ASAP selling your own products on Amazon. There's never been another time. So let's go ahead and jump straight into my desktop and find out how much did I make this week. Let's take a look. Right, so I'm here on my actual screen share, and what I'm seeing right now is the sales that I had this past week. So we're talking about the past 7 days, and we can see that it's pretty hot still. Things are selling very fast. So in case you're wondering what was my totals, I am going to show you that for the first store now, and the second store, well, I'll show it to you when we get there. But either way, here is store number 1, and again, ignore the ROI. That is not my ROI. I do not have the prices for things in here, but in general, this particular store generates about 13% ROI. So while, yeah, that's not a lot, as I've explained in other videos, the point is this is stuff that I don't ever have to have in inventory, and it just immediately ships out without me having to store it or any of that stuff. So this is the last days from 4/8 to 4/14. And let's look at what was hot. And again, use this information however the heck you want it. But the biggest thing that I really want you to pay close attention to is the niches that are actually selling. And we're not dealing with rubber chickens. We're dealing with real stuff that people are using. Let's go on to the cat litter, which again, as I've talked about before, pets. People are always going to take care of the pets. No, that doesn't mean sell cat litter. It means look in the pets niche and find out what else is hot there that you could potentially actually sell. Don't sell cat litter. It's going to be way too competitive. But again, here's another example. Here is a dog product. So I can't find this one. They probably ran out of it, and because I sold probably 100 of these. And that was the second one. So again, people love their pets. They're taking care of their pets. And then this one is a clear-cut winner. I've been talking about this niche for a long time. It's the desk niche. But I want you to take it a step further. Yeah, you're going to say, Liz, I don't want to ship this stuff. I don't even know what the hell I'd have to do. Well, how about a desk or a laptop desk? Same thing. People and kids are going to need to do their work on the sofa at home. It's not like they've got a classroom. It's not like they have a chalkboard. But hey, speaking of chalkboards, dry erase boards should do just as well because kids are being homeschooled. So you got a lot of technology issues. Here's another niche that I think, of course, a lot of people have made a lot of money in this niche, but I still think there's a lot of room for this, particularly if you're doing a tea with a lot of antioxidants and immune boosting pieces. This could be red hot, and right now this is Tivana. The other thing is for tranquility. Take a look at this. Anxiety higher than ever. So anxiety, there's people that are anxious. Again, we talked about the Epsom salt last time. This time it's tea. So it's not changing. Things are just sort of accelerating. Now here's another product that I thought was really interesting because it just straight out says diabetics in the title. I don't think that'd be allowed on Amazon, but it just kind of made me realize like there's still a lot of people that have all these like ailments like heart disease and diabetes, and when you create very specific supplements for them, or in this case topicals like lotion, then it could be extremely profitable for you long run. And these are the people with money. They're retirees. They're people that are getting older that have money saved up. So they've got a lot of disposable income. All those boomers out there, you gotta love them. All right, so the next one, again, no surprise, this is dry erase markers. And as I said in the past, dry erase markers are going to be red hot. People are homeschooling. People are writing their plans on the board. People are doing all sorts of shit on those dry erase markers. Some of them are not educational. However, the point is people need this stuff. So dry erase markers is a fantastic one. Chalk for the sidewalk, as crazy as that sounds, I was a kid, we used to use rocks to actually put put things on the sidewalk. Well, nowadays there's something called fancy sidewalk chalk for the more refined child. I guess we could just say I was a little on the scruffy side. Okay, so the next product that I see here is something called marine goop. And while I have no idea what in the heck it is, maybe one of you guys or girls could educate me on whatever the heck this might be, but it says bonds whatever forever, which seems like a very catchy phrase considering you're a marine goop. Now, I would imagine that marine is something that's trademarked. However, right here it's showing that it's not. It comes in goop flavor and it will stick whatever to whatever forever. That sounds very reassuring, especially at a time like right now. So let's go and see what else I see on here. And in general, the goop makes it a wrap for this particular store. Everything else is pretty much food and consumables, other than this gem that just stood out to me, and this is Equate Hemorrhoidal Suppositories. Now, if you ask yourself the logic behind that, why in the heck is somebody needing this? Well, it's for a number of reasons. First and foremost, Americans are binge eating like there's no tomorrow, with food supply supposedly going down, all sorts of crazy stuff. It's no surprise that someone would need hemorrhoidal suppositories in possibly record numbers. In addition to that, we're sitting on the couch for a record number of hours and binge watching our favorite TV shows. So it doesn't take a genius to actually think about some of these niches, boys and girls. So I really want you to think about these and think strongly and try and figure out, how could I actually capitalize on this, and in the next 6 to 18 months, not only put some money in my pocket, but build a brand that can actually sell forever and ever. And ever, just like marine goop. Okay, so let's jump into store number 2. And with store number 2, remember this one gets about 17% return on investment. And actually, I'm wrong about the ROI. It's about 17% margin. So for every $1,000 you see that I post in income, it's $170. So same thing with the other one. For every 1,000, it's $130. And that, boys and girls, shows you that I've been working on my math while I've been sitting on that couch. So before we look at the actual grand total for this store, let's just look at some of the products just so you can see they're kind of two completely different stores. What is actually capitalizing on consumables and things that people actually use day to day, and the other one is more or less capitalizing on recreational activities as well as games and things of that nature. So right away, right here, the thing that stood out to me was this Connect 4 game. Again, at the end of the day, it's a game, and that's possibly part of the reason that I'm so excited about books and activity books and things like that, because people just don't know what the hell to do in their house. They can only be confined in here like a wild animal for so long before they just start going crazy. So now there's a lot of actual places that have extended the stay at home place thing for till May. So can you imagine? People are going nuts. Like I'm actually buying essential things like rubber chickens. Thank God that I can entertain myself with this 3-pack of chicken that I got on Amazon. And thank God they delivered it to me in 3 days. So let's go and see what other products we've got here. Here's another fantastic thing. This will probably keep the kids busy, but it's make your own window art. So if you got kids driving you nuts, you're obviously buying crafts, which again, last week in the coronavirus video, I talked about the craft niche. It should be going off, not just now, but in the future. And I've got an actual surprise. I was gonna save it for my next video, but before we finish off this video, I'm going to tell you what keyword has actually taken over toilet paper's throne. So it's like Game of Thrones. Toilet paper, out of there. Toilet paper's gone. Who took over that throne? I'll tell you one thing. It was not Jon Snow. So we're going to find out who shoved toilet paper out of the throne. But let's continue looking for the next thing. Again, a cat product, which is not surprising. Now here we have, again, we've been talking about the fitness niche, but I haven't directly talked about yoga. But the two big niche, actually 3 niches that I see that are up and coming in the next 6 to 18 months. Obviously, yoga is already huge. So we'll say 2 other ones. Number 2 is Pilates. Because Pilates can be done at home. You need those resistance bands, which kind of strap around your legs. Those are fantastic. But the other one that not a lot of people talk about is bar, right? So bar is the thing that women do with that bar, that they're like a ballerina. There's also a lot of props that women use for that, like the resistance bands. So I would look at resistance bands that work out the legs to try to actually capitalize on both bar and Pilates. But again, yoga, always red hot. Okay, so the next actual thing that I see is this urine eliminator for carpets. And why would I pick this? Well, since people are at home in record numbers, chances are their dogs are hanging out with them more inside than if they were outside. And as a result, well, oopsie, there was an accident. And I'm telling you this, the accidents and probably veterinary services are record highs right now. I can almost guarantee it because of the fact that, like I said before, when your pet sees you at home, they get freaking excited. And sometimes they just can't control things. Like it's just a fact. Like look at my cat's reaction to the rubber chicken in one of the last videos. I mean, she nearly attacked that thing out of my hand. All right, so the next thing, again, no surprise here. This is a toy for kids. You got to entertain those little rugrats, and why not entertain them with this annoying truck that's gonna drive around you and pop little balls out of it. How do I know this? I had one of those when I was a kid, so I would annoy the crap out of my mom. But again, more Connect Fours games, a lot of toys being sold right now. Yoga 3-pound Pilates ball. Wow. It seems like I've got a crystal ball here, but I do not. I wish I had a Pilates ball that way I would get off the couch. However, here is a Pilates ball, which is selling red hot. And like I said, it's not rocket science to do this, and nor am I some kind of psychic. It's just extremely easy to see this. And the last one that I'm going to cap off with until I get to my actual bonus one and then show you the totals is, again, the Epsom salt, which is not a surprise. Again, the anxiety niche or anything where people need to relax is a good niche to jump into. And so let's go to talk about what dethroned toilet paper. All right, drum roll please, Mr. Rubber Chicken. It was a sewing machine. Yes, a sewing machine. So you might be wondering, Liz, why is a sewing machine dethroning toilet paper? I mean, this is the toilet paper Armageddon, right? Sewing machine is now being used in record numbers to sew masks. And I was going to save this surprise for another video for you guys. However, a product that I see that is doing extremely well right now on Amazon, and yet there's not enough demand to actually fulfill this, and there's really not a lot of stylish ones because I myself would be looking for one as well, but that is a designer mask. In fact, a designer mask is in the top 1,000 keywords in all of Amazon, and yet I have not yet seen one good enough on Amazon that would interest the demographic of females that have a higher than usual income. So let's take a look at designer mask right now, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like, I would never wear this thing, and I obviously would not wear this Mr. Frowny Face. Instead, I'd rather just wear my rubber chicken on my face. It looks better than that frowny face guy. So there's really nothing with Swarovskis or nothing with crystals or shiny things or anything. So there is a demand for that. If you can sew, that's why the sewing machines are that red hot, then it is something that you could certainly jump into. And that's pretty much it for my actual video. And before I leave, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual final totals for store number 2, and then I'll let you guys get back to doing whatever it is you're doing. Okay, so here we have the totals. It's $25,770 for the past week. And again, you guys already saw the products. You see that it's not rocket science. You just have to jump in there and get something to sell. Even things like this chicken, which I can't even hold the right way, are selling on Amazon. So hopefully this video inspires you to get on Amazon. Other than that, let me know your questions and comments in the actual spot below, and I'll see you all in the next video.